In this session, we will be understanding two different agile methodologies. First one is Adaptive Software Development or ASD. ASD is proposed by Jim Highsmith and it is used for building complex softwares. Adaptive software development focuses on human collaboration and team self-organization. This method provides the ability to accommodate changes and it is adaptable in environments where little planning and learning is involved. ASD is a cyclical process like evolutionary process model. This incorporates three different phases. Adaptive software development life cycle can be made of three different phases. They are speculation, collaboration and learning. This life cycle focuses on results rather than tasks, and the results of this process will be identified as the application features of the project. Here is the diagram which shows the three different phases of adaptive software development. Speculate, collaborate and learn exist in a cyclical manner. Now let us understand what are these phases. The initial phase is speculation. During this phase, project is initiated and planning is conducted. The project plan includes information like project requirements, user needs, customer mission statement, etc., which are used to define the set of release cycles that the project will have. The second phase is collaboration. This phase is the most difficult part of the ASD because it needs the workers to be motivated. This phase collaborates communication and teamwork, but it also emphasizes individualism as the individual creativity plays a major role in collaborative thinking. The team members who are working together should trust each other to criticize without animosity, to assist without resentment. Also, they have to work hard as possible, and these team members should possess some kind of skill set, and also they should be able to communicate between each other to find effective solutions to the problems. Third phase is learning phase. So here the team members of a project may have some overestimation about their own understanding of the technology. In this case, it may not lead to the desired result. So this phase, that is the learning phase, helps the workers to increase their level of understanding about the project. So the learning process can be performed in three different ways. They are focus groups, technical reviews and project postmortem. In focus groups, the customers and end users provide feedback on software increments, which provides a direct indication of whether the product is satisfying business needs. In formal technical reviews, the team members review the software components that are developed, which may help them to improve the quality and also helps in learning. In project postmortem, the team members become introspective, addressing its own performance and process. These are the main features of ASD method. Now moving on to the second method, that is Dynamic Systems Development Method or DSDM. The DSDM is an agile software development approach that provides a framework for building and maintaining systems which meet time constraints. That is, these type of projects need to be completed within a particular time period. This method uses a modified version of the Pareto principle, which is also known as 80% rule, where 80% of an application can be delivered in 20% of the time it would take to deliver the entire application. This method is considered as an iterative method within which every iteration follows the 80% rule. That is, only enough work is needed for every increment to facilitate movement to the next increment. The remaining details is completed later when the requirements are known or changes have been made, and these are accommodated according to the requirements. So, the DSDM life cycle consists of 3 different iterative cycles preceded by 2 additional life cycle activities. Let us see them in detail. First one is feasibility study. In feasibility study, it establishes the essential business necessities and constraints associated with the application to be built and then assesses whether the application is a viable candidate for the DSDM process. Coming to the next phase, that is business study. Here, it establishes the functional and informational requirements that will allow the application to provide business value. Also, here it defines the basic application architecture and identifies the maintainability requirements for the application. Next one is functional model iteration. So, this is a very important step in DSDM. It produces a set of incremental prototypes that demonstrate the functionality for the customer. Each of these functionality can be considered to be developed in some of the increments. The intent of this step is to gather additional requirements by eliciting feedback from users as they exercise the prototype. So, once the iteration is released to the customers, then they will collect the feedback from the users, and according to the feedback from the user, then the next iteration will be developed. Next phase is design and build iteration. Here, the prototypes built in the functional model iteration is analyzed to ensure that it has been engineered in a manner that will enable it to provide operational business values for end users. In some cases, these 2 phases, that is functional model iteration and design and build iteration, occurs concurrently. Last phase is implementation. This places the latest software increment into the operational environment. So, here you have to note that the increment may not be 100% complete, or changes may be requested as the increment is put into place. In either case, the DSDM development work continues by returning to the functional mode iteration activity, and the entire step will be repeated again. So, here you can see the diagram for this model, which consists of 4 different phases. That is, phase 1 is feasibility study, phase 2 is business study, phase 3 is functional model, and phase 4 is design and build, and the final phase is implementation. So, this is what we have seen in the previous slides. Thank you.